In this video, you will learn how to do keyword research step by step like a pro. You can see the average volume, the search intent. You will see how hard it is to rank on for your specific domain. You can specify the region, and you can even create an entire keyword strategy with pillar pages and sub pages. To do keyword research like a professional, we need a pro tool. To get this tool with a 14-day trial instead of 7 days, sponsored by semrush, then you're going to need my link, which is wp.discount/semrush. This link is also in the description of this video and of course in the comments. And then we are here at my specific landing page for the 14-day pro trial. Then we click on this beautiful orange button, try it free. Then we need to create an account with semrush. So fill this in, create a really strong password, and maybe you want to receive news and SEO tips, then just tick that box. If not, just press on create account. Fill in your verification code and then click on confirm email. To make use of the 14 days free trial, we need to put in our credit card information. No worry, you won't be charged right now, but after the 14 days, if you want to keep using semrush, they will charge your credit card. If you don't want it, you can just easily cancel your subscription, no question asked, within the 14 days. Once you have filled it all in, you press on place the order. The first thing you see is this screen. You can enter in your project name. This is very important because semrush works with different kind of projects, so you can optimize different kind of websites. Very useful if you have a lot of clients or you have multiple websites. For this tutorial, I'm going to optimize this website, petmarketnewyorkcity.com. I'm not affiliated with these guys. I never walked into one of those stores, but I thought it would be fun to do some pet food stuff in a very crowded and competitive area, New York City. So we put in your URL and we press on start now. Now semrush is going to collect a lot of data about our existing website. This will be useful in the upcoming optimization for everything like SEO, local SEO, all these things. So that's really great. Immediately we see this over here, declined keywords, all kind of recommendations from our Copilot IA. Very interesting, but in this tutorial I'm only going to show you how to do keyword research using semrush, which is very powerful enough. If you want to learn and see everything semrush has to offer, I have created a really extensive in-depth tutorial about semrush, and I will show you exactly how to use the entire tool within your 14 days trial. And you will be amazed at what kind of data you can harvest from this beautiful and amazingly thorough tool. But in this video, I'm only going to show you how to do keyword research. So let's start. We go over here to SEO, click on it. We're going to talk about these little things, the keyword research. And then we see this to start with analyzing our keyword overview. Now, we can do this in multiple ways. You can add in manual keywords by putting them in and separate them with commas. For example, just a small list like this. Then we select our country, very important. My target audience is on the United States. And you can also select a location, because if you're only selling in a state or in a city or in a part of the country, then this could be very useful. So I'm going to select my location, which is in this case, New York. So do I sell in the entire state? Yes, why not? Let's do the entire state. But then we have entered more than one keyword. Please note that we will analyze only the first keyword if you're going with local. That's okay, we can change this later on. If you don't want this and you want to analyze the entire list, what you can do is just go over here and press reset location. There we are. We can also enter in our domain name. Why not just fill it in over there and press on search. Let's close this rating because we don't know yet. All right, then we scroll down and we can see the bulk keyword analysis tool. In the first column, you can see the keywords that we've used to put in there. And after the keywords, you will see if you rank in this position in the search engine results. As you can see, this website is actually scoring quite well on those 3 keywords. Excellent job. What we then see is this table with all these kind of columns. I'm going to explain you through them one by one, how you can use them to create our own keyword list to do more research. It's very easy once you get the hang of it. All right, let's start with cat food. We have cat food over here. This is the keyword. Then we have the search intent. The purpose of a visitor typing this into Google, what are his intentions? Do they want to buy something? Do they want to find some more information? Or maybe he just wants to visit a store, or all these things are categorized. In this case, this one is commercial. Also, this one is commercial. The user wants to investigate brand or services. And these one are not available. That's okay. We come to that one later on. Then we can see in this column, which is being sorted by the volume, we can see the amount of times this keyword has been put into Google, monthly average on the past 12 months. So 90,000 times a month cat food is being put into the search engine. Now this is very interesting, but I think it's a little bit broad. More on that in just a second. Then the next column is about the trend. It's very useful if you, for example, sell something like Christmas gifts. You can see when people start searching for the Christmas gifts. So then you know exactly when people start searching for it. So you have to get your pages in place before the trend actually starts. Then we have over here the potential traffic calculated by AI. It takes a lot of signals on your website, your rankings, all these things, put them all together, and then they say, hey, possibly you will get 182 people on this specific search keyword on your website. Then we have in this column the personal keyword difficulty. The higher the score, the more red the dot is, the more difficult it will be to rank your website on this specific keyword. So in this case, we want to start with the easy keywords, but more on that later on. Then the next column is about your keyword difficulty, and it shows how difficult it is to rank on this keyword in general. So in general, you need well-structured and unique content. For example, this one you will need quality content focused on the keyword intent. It's more easy. So this way you can see, hey, is it easy to rank on this specific keyword? Then we have over here the cost per click, average in dollars, and you can see how much will it cost per click if I were to start advertising on these keywords. And then in this column, we can see the search engine result page features. What are features? Those are the results like site links or videos inside the top 10, or maybe what else do we got? We got videos, maybe we have people also ask, and then it will link to your website. Those are the SERP features inside of Google for these keywords. Very interesting. Then in the last column, we have over here, when is this last updated? And you can also just refresh it right now because, for example, cat food New York City or bird food New York City, we don't have any data. So we press over here, update keyword, also on this one. And then SEMrush will look inside of its database for historical data, and it will put it all in over there. This might take a little while. The first thing we want to do from here is create different kind of lists, because it will keep your keyword research clean and lean and understandable for your colleagues and your future self in 5 years, and maybe also your boss. So how to do that? The first thing we're going to do is create lists from dog food and cat food, because these are gigantic lists. Inside of the dog food category, for example, we also have different kind of dog food brands, and we also have vegan dog food and meat dog food and dog food with vitamins, dog food with allergies. All these kind of things we can't put in this one keyword list. So we press on this plus icon over there, and we're going to create a first list, which is called dog food. Press save. Then we're also going to create one for cat food, but if you press on this plus icon, this keyword will be added to dog food immediately. We don't want that. So we click over here, and we're going to create a new empty list, and we're going to call it cat food. There we go. And then you can see that this keyword has been added to the cat food list. Beautiful. We don't want to add it into the dog food because it's also been added in there. So we click on it and then it's been left alone. So we have only one keyword in there of maximum 2000, and over dog food also one, which is great. All right. Then what you see over here is bird food. Let's create another one. We're don't want to put it in the cat food. Gonna create an empty list which says bird food. There we go. And we have 3 keyword lists, which is great. But then we have all these local searches. Dog food New York City. Where to buy dog food in New York City. Where to buy cat food in New York City. Vegan cat food New York City. Well, all these things. You can put also those keywords inside of the existing list, but you can also create another local list so it keeps things even more clean. But it's completely up to you how to do your keyword research. You can, for example, click on this one, create a new empty list, which is called local searches. Then we're going to save it. And we're just going to put this one on the local searches. Great. Also this one, put it in over there. And then we can see we have local searches 3 of 2000. Excellent. You can also send them in bulk. So you select these 2. I want to send my keywords to my strategy builder. I press apply, and then it's going to ask you which list do you want to use. I want to use the local searches list. Now, what you can also do with this list is send them to your position tracking. That's also very nice to see where you are with them. So let's select dog food, cat food, bird food. Let's say these are the highest categories. If we can rank number 1 on those 3 in the entire United States, that would be the dream. Is it potential possible? It's a little bit hard, but it's possible. We're going to send these keywords to our position tracking. But maybe you don't want to put them in your position tracking. Maybe you only want to put those in because these already rank really good within the search engine result pages. And we're going to send those keywords to our position tracking tool and press apply. Then, of course, we need to put in our domain. So we click over here and put it in. The pet market newyorkcity.com is our new project. We're going to use the Google search engine, and on desktop, then we're going to put in a location, also New York. Maybe you only serve the people in New York City, then you have to select city. Or maybe you're also interested in people coming from the entire state to shop with us and get our products. It totally depends on your target audience. For example, in my first in-depth tutorial about semrush, we're talking about body cams used by police officers in the entire region of Europe. So every country in Europe. In that case, you just type in, for example, Belgium or maybe the Netherlands, and you can select different kind of countries. But if you're serving to different kind of countries, like in Europe, we have all these different countries. It's not like in the United States, everybody talks English. No, in Europe we have all these different kind of languages. So you have to create different kind of lists for different kind of languages. Very important, and I'm showing all of you in that in my first tutorial about semrush itself. For now, we're just going to New York. We're not going to focus on the entire state, but let's focus on just New York City. There we go, and we're gonna press send keywords. And then our 3 keywords has been sent to our position tracking. Then we press on close. Now, of course, you can put in here 100 keywords to analyze just in bulk. So feel free to do that, of course. But if we go now back to the overview, then we are here at the keyword overview, specifically on the keyword dog food, which is a very short tail keyword only on desktop in the United States of America. Then we can see the volume over here, which is the average amount per month as it's been put in during a period of 12 months. Every single month, 135,000 on average in Google. So that's a lot. Then we also have the global volume in the United States and all the different kind of countries. Very interesting if you're doing international searches. Then we can see the personal keyword difficulty, which means it's probably difficult for us with our website to rank on this keyword in the top 3 on Google. Then we have the potential traffic, which is okay, not that much. And we have the topic traffic 2000 with topic details. More about that in just a second. The intent is commercial. Our potential position could be 82, and our current position is we are not in the top 100, which could be a problem if I'm selling in the entire United States dog food. Then this could be a problem. And then we scroll down and then we can see over here some keyword ideas. Now this is where the actual magic happens, because now we can create a gigantic list with all kind of dog food related keywords. For example, dog food stamps bill. I have no idea what that is. Then we also have blue buffalo dog food. Should be some kind of brand of some kind of meat. Then we have chewy dog food, Ollie dog food, and we have a lot more keywords. In just a second I'm going to press this button. We also have questions. Now these questions are very interesting to create blog posts about this content. For example, can cats eat dog food? That's a good question. And also, can dogs eat cat food? You might be surprised that 15,000 people are putting that into Google every single month on average. So you really should create some information about these questions because people actually have these questions. Also, how much food should I feed my dog? Is blue buffalo good dog food? What's the best dog food? All these questions are very interesting to create content about. Already this tool is giving me a lot of value and we've just started. Then over here we have the keyword strategy. I'm going to show you in just a second. Also really awesome tool. Then we scroll down and we have the SERP analysis. Now the SERP analysis, you can press on this button, view SERP, and you will get an actual semrush.com SERP analysis view of the Google search for dog food. And this snapshot has been generated in March 2025, appeared on the day of database collection. So we don't know exactly which day, so it might change if you search for this on your own machine. But this is the way SEMrush analyzed the google.com search result page. So now you know that all these research is exactly what you can see over here. 1.1 billion results? That's insane. It only took out the first 100 because it's way too much. All right, then we can see over here the URLs and websites we're actually trying to compete with. So that's why SEMrush says this keyword, short tail dog food, is very difficult because your competitors are Chewy.com, Walmart.com, Amazon.com, Petco, all these really big brands with really big budgets, and they also have a really, like Target.com, a really long history online. So that means a lot of links to them, which you can see over here, referring domains, a lot of them, a lot of backlinks, a lot of search traffic they're harvesting, and a lot of keywords that they are ranking on within this specific niche. So be advised, if you want to rank on these keywords, you have to take up to these competitors. And actually, how you can see the search engine result page is that your competitors create your playing field. So the tougher your competitors are, the harder it gets for you to rank on these pages. So we have to be a little bit smarter. That's why we will be focusing on local searches also, because that's very interesting for our specific topics. We can see these things about advertising, which we're not going to cover in this tutorial. All right, scroll back up. If we want to change this keyword, so let's change dog food New York, for example. This is way more interesting for us. We press on search, and then we can see the keyword overview for dog food New York. And we can see, hey, we have 50 people searching for this a month, which is not a lot, but our personal keyword difficulty is very, very easy because we have the topical authority very high, says the SEMrush AI. We can rank on this specific long tail keyword, dog food New York, very, very easy because our current position is number 4. With a little bit of more SEO, we can rank to number 1 and our potential traffic will be a little bit higher, so we can get more customers to our store. And you might say, well, 50 people searching for that, only 4 potential traffic, 14 potential. It's not worth my time. Don't forget, it's only one keyword. What if you can do this times 100? That would change 400 new customers, 1,400 new clients every single month. That would be interesting. So keep that in mind, it's only for one keyword. And this personal keyword difficulty is very easy. So you should rank on this really easy. Now let's dive in more in our keyword overview to create a really awesome list. We scroll down to keyword ideas. we're going to use the keyword variations. We click on View all 71 keywords. Then we are automatically redirected to the keyword magic tool. Now this tool is really powerful. I love this. Over here we can see 71 keywords generated just by my one search for dog food New York. And then when we scroll down, we can see all these different kind of keywords. We have dog food delivery New York. Very interesting, maybe interesting for us. We already rank on number 3, but maybe we can get higher. These people want to deliver their food to us and maybe they have a bigger budget, so very interesting. We also have just a normal keyword. Then we have raw dog food. That's also an interesting market, but we also have hot dog New York street food. That's actually not what I mean when looking for dog food. And if you see a lot of hot dog results in this list, you can just exclude them. So you click over here, exclude keyword, and we type in the exact match, because dog hot food might be interesting for you, but not hot dog. So we're going to type in the exact match over here, hot dog. We don't want any in these results with hot dog. Apply it, and then we have excluded it from our list. And that will save us some keywords in our list, which is very useful to do so. All right, we have all these interesting things. So what you do is you go through this list, you select everything that's interesting for us. Then we're going to send those keywords to our strategy builder, apply. And we want to send all these things to our local search. But maybe you also want to create a category, local searches dog food. Well, you can create as many lists as you want. So you have to think about all these things as topics, and then you want to rank on them locally or maybe globally or maybe just in your country. So create lists according to that. All right, let's go to the next step. Now you know how to get all these things. You can also find this keyword in combination with, for example, city or time or raw or delivery or upstate, fresh, hot, all these things. You can click on it and it will show you all those keywords with also these things inside of it. Really interesting. Now you can do a lot of interesting things with this tool. You can also go to questions. Is dog food taxable? Where can I buy? Now these things are very interesting. Maybe there's not a lot of volume, but those people actually want to buy it. This one is interesting for a blog. Now, if you want to see the metrics, just refresh it over there. And then SEMrush will fetch the actual volume for these specific keywords. If you see the volume being on 0, it means that it's too little to actually measure inside of SEMrush. But it is in here, so it means sometimes it will be put into Google and you might benefit from it. As with these things, you might say that the personal keyword difficulty should be very low and easy, but in this case, well, it is easy if you have a certain amount of quality content specific targeted these keywords. Of course, you can go also with phrase matches, exact matches, and related keywords. The related keywords, let's go to all and related. Then we can see a lot of keywords, 262 with a total volume of 50,000 related to the search dog food New York. This way you will get a really interesting list of all these things. How to work with this list, because it's gigantic. Well, you have multiple ways. Of course, you can just select them all, put them in the right list, and then we're going to analyze the specific list. That's possible. You can also sort them a little bit more. What's interesting for you is your keyword difficulty and your personal keyword difficulty. If we click over here, it will sort them by the personal keyword difficulty. If we then click on it again, it will now sort the list with the easiest keywords on top, which you and I can rank with our current website with almost no problem. So this is actually the low-hanging fruit for our SEO. Now, with this tool, you can also sort through a lot of interesting stuff. For example, you can sort keywords by volume or put in your custom range or maybe your keyword difficulty. So I only want to see the keywords that are really easy for me to rank on. But maybe you also want to see this list and make it only the commercial keywords you want to see. Or maybe the cost per click you want to be very low. Well, all these things you can search through this list and find all the information you need from the SEMrush database. The next thing I'm going to show you is the Keyword Strategy Builder. With the Keyword Strategy Builder, we can create an entire overview of topics, pages, sub-pages, pillar content, all those things that you need to create a real powerful keyword strategy. To use this tool, we're just going to enter in one of our keywords that we want. Seed keywords. You can only add a maximum 5, but let's start with just 1 because it's very extensive already. Then we're going to use this keyword, dog food for New York City. And I'm going to press create list. It will now prepare our keywords, and we just wait and sit back and let SEMrush do a little bit of analyzing and creating our strategy for us. And then we see this beautiful overview with all these different kind of topics and pages. So we have 8 topics and 112 pages for ideas to create content for our website on these specific topics. The first thing we see is the topic pillar in the center with dog food New York City. Around the topic pillar we have different kind of topics, which are the raw dog food New York or the dog food ingredient, with all different kind of sub pages inside of it. Now, this is one way to create a real keyword strategy, because we can create content and all these pages should be connected with links between them, but also connect especially to this topic pillar right over there. So we can create all these sub pillars and sub pages. This is a real treasure of information for your SEO strategy, because let's talk about dog food brands. And it's the pillar page is dog food New York City. Then we have all these different kind of topics. We can create it with different kind of sub pages. You can just create a wireframe with all these topics inside of it, just like this. Now, if you want to sell this internally, or you just want to have a really great report to show to your colleagues or for yourself, just click on, for example, the topic pillar cheapest dog food online with 28 keywords. We're going to press on export, which is going to export it as an image. And here we can see what's inside of this image. So that's very nice. If you then click on one, we scroll down and we are immediately over here at the cheap dog food New York City with a total volume of 60,000, and the average keyword difficulty is 45%. So this could be very interesting for us to rank on all of these keywords. Then we have 42 sub pages for this specific pillar page, and well, this is actually a real treasure for your SEO strategy. Now, within SEMrush, you can also create automatically this content. Yes, it goes very far. This tool is really extensive. You can press over here, create brief or content, click on it. You can use it in the Content Shake AI, or you can create an article in Content Shake, or you can create an article in SEO Writing Assistant. I have covered all these things in my first SEMrush tutorial. So if you want to see how that works, follow that tutorial, because it's really extensive and you will really go down the rabbit hole. So what do you do from now? You select the things that you think is very interesting, and you press over here on Send Keywords. The very first step we need to take before we start creating content and pushing it live is to track our progress in the position tracking. Just press apply, select your domain over here, select the device and location, New York, send the 38 keywords to the keyword tracking in all projects. And we press on this green button send keywords, so this way we can track our progress before we start creating content. And it's very important to see your results in the long run, in the short run, so you can see it for yourself or for your colleagues. This is a very powerful tool to use within your SEO strategy. If you want to create more keywords strategy lists, just go over here back to all lists. Then you can just use the same list we've used over here. If you click on it, you go back to the list, but you can also create new lists. I can create up to 10 lists inside of my Pro plan, but after one list, you already see how much content ideas you get from doing a little bit of keyword research within this tool of SEMrush. Now you know how to do keyword research, a really extensive and powerful tool. If you want to learn how to do everything inside of it, watch this video. Now you still have the 14-day trial, and I will show you exactly how every little thing works in SEMrush and how you can benefit to make use of your 14-day trial. If you have any questions, of course, drop it down in the comments. I'll always reply.